But as soon as you have a bad laning phase on Death Prophet, your comeback potential is normally just, I need to Crypt Swarm and spam my ulti and try to push towers. But if a team gets ahead of you, and not only that, but a team with track and tanky frontline, like a Wraith King and a Lone Druid, then your Exorcism doesn't become as scary. And all of a sudden you're
Even though they're ghosts.
Even though they're ghosts, not spooky, confirmed.
We are going to take a look at the highlight and see which clip Scriff has chosen to present to us out of this 21-minute game. Right. We are this is the last fight. We're 20 minutes in.
Pretty much.
And pause!
This is a last-ditch effort coming in here.
This is this basically is the Hail Mary, right? At this point, you already know they're doing
I mean, dear
Roshan.
God, look at the net worths. This is just not where you want to be.
Just ignore that. Wait a second.
Ignore it. Why would I ignore it?
Because you want to see this fight as if it's even.
Wait, why?
We're lying.
We're just going to forget the next 20 minutes or the last 20 minutes of the game?
Everyone's tied at this point. There's no kills. Nothing. Everything's even.
Everything's even. What should happen and what will happen is the question. What should happen here if this was the case?
If the game was completely even.
Yes, what should happen with the hero? You know which heroes are playing.
So like the positioning of Vega is really good because the hero that's most likely to get initiated on is going to be the Wraith King, and that's kind of what you want, right?
Right.
You want the enemy team to pop everything.
Oh God!
Wait,
cover it up. Cover
Cheater,
everything
quickly,
else. Please.
Work fast.
The audience can't know.
All right, so Puck initiates, hits a coil on 4.
That's
right?
really good.
Look at that coil.
Yeah. The silence actually doesn't seem to hit Afterlife or King R in this engagement, but it was very hectic because as soon as that coil and silence happens, you're already behind because FN gets in on Afterlife straight away. So this Darkseer is pretty much in a situation where he's already kind of like on the back line.
Right.
And then the rest of Vega follows it up. Coil's still there. There's no retreat mechanism, and Death Prophet at this point hasn't even popped ulti. So there is 0 damage being done in a situation by Empire.
She has. Oh, now she used it. Never mind.
I mean, this fight from Vega was almost perfect initiation.
Right.
You can't ask for more than a 4-man coil, 3-man silence to start things off. And because of the fact that Scandal had to Yules himself and then gets, Yulesed again here, this actually might have been his own Yules. Yeah, it was.
Thank you,
So they delay Scandal's damage by so much at the beginning by silencing him and then Yules to prevent Exorcism, no damage being dealt, really tanky cores, everyone walks away.
So even
with,
if this was very even, as we are going directly into the draft after this one, by the way, but even if this was very even, positioning was still...
It was super bad. Like...
Draft.
You can't get jumped on like that. Wow, the draft is actually super far underway.
Yeah.
Do these guys have a place to go or something? We got Jesus Christ.
All right, so
let's end this game in 5 minutes. The draft takes us 30 seconds. Let's go.
I have to write down draft.
That's okay.
The Earth Spirit Puck opener is kind of what we saw similar to game 1, but instead of having like a bounty hunter to help control the lane, Earth Spirit's going to be the hero supplementing that role. The only difference is you're not going to get quite the dominant advantage in terms of golden experience. So you're still going to be able to help, maybe the Puck a little bit. You might be able to kill Invoker with a good roll in. You might be able to pressure the Lion a little bit if you catch him out, depending on, if the Void is having a good time in the off lane, which I feel against Sven Lion, you're kind of doing okay. Maybe it's not like the best lane for you, but the synergy and the team fight right now from Empire is great. Gyro was banned in the last game when they had Puck because they didn't want to deal with that AoE wombo combo, but now they're going to have it at their disposal. And they also, on the side of Vega, they have I would say a super standard lineup, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like all these heroes are super flavor of the month, so
I'm going to do the scariest thing I've ever done.
Okay.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay.
I think that this Puck pick is not good compared to last time. I feel like last time was a great Puck pick. This is a very bad Puck pick.
Like we can see by like the way that it was picked that they just feel very confident with it. Like you win a game that hard, and you're just like, you know what, that Puck felt really good. But the reason why I felt it was good was because they had Lone Druid and they had Wraith King, like the 2 tanky frontline heroes. Like you really want that with a Puck. You want someone who's going to abuse the coil, at the very least. And Gyro and Void can kind of do the same thing. Void to a lesser extent, he's more of just set up for more damage. So I'm looking for another support coming out here from Empire that can actually do something inside a sphere. I can't actually see if Witch Doctor is banned.
Witch Doctor is banned.
Okay, yep. I was going to assume that it was, because I'm literally full kaleidoscope right now.
Okay.
But something that can do a little bit of damage in sphere would definitely
Could we see a return of Jakiro? Could it finally happen?
Oh, that would be lovely.
Jakiro's
I would like
a
that.
little bit crazy.
That's
I wouldn't
even,
honestly,
with a more direct
I wouldn't even mind a Rubik in this game.
Oh, God. Rubik. I'm so happy that people are finally starting to
I like Rubik in this game though because you're against Batrider. You really want like an instantaneous disable. It's really good with Earth Spirit because you can get the roll into a lift and getting kills that way is nice. So I kind of like it. No, normally I would say it's pretty weak as a solo support, but he's got an Earth Spirit to back him up, so I think it could work.
I want to see a Disruptor.
Disruptor is also very good, but
it's
yeah.
It's also very banned.
Very banned.
Is he?
Oh, Venge again.
It is Venge.
Okay.
Anyway,
So a hero that helps secure Roshan. That's the one weakness of Empire's lineup right now is they actually are really bad at killing Rosh. And they're also Radiant. So their whole game plan is we need to fight to make sure that they can't get Roshan, as dire side advantage is still definitely a thing in that regard. So again, it's more tempo control from Empire.
Okay. So you were right last time. What are you going to go for this time?
I'm actually going to think it's Vega this time. I'm against the puck pick this time. I don't think it's going to work out. I think they're going to be able to hold their own, and I think we're going to maybe see some picks on that puck from the Bat Rider.
It's a puck from on the different team, right?
Also. I know,
so you're going to go for 2-0 Vega.
I think it was a knee-jerk puck. They were like, it did good last time. We want it. They're not going to play it as good.
Okay. Are you sticking to your 1-1?
I'm sticking to the 1-1.
So you're both going for Team Vega? No, you're Vega won previous
First game I thought Empire would win.
Yeah.
So second game, yeah, I think Vega will win.
But then it would be a 2-0.
Would it?
Yeah.
Dang.
Vega would be.
Am I going back on what I said?
Vega won the previous game. Is Puck gonna win or not? Is the question.
Nah, he won't win this game.
No.
Woo! We agreed.
That means that these two gents think that Vega is gonna take it 2-0. Let's see if they can, and let's see if we have another quick game here, as that seems to be the theme today. It is game 2 between Vega Squadron and Virtus Pro by ODPixel and PyCat.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final game of the final series of the day. It's Vega Squadron up against Team Empire once again. We've just had a very quick game where Vega did take the win. Let's see if they can do it again game 2, or if Empire going to step it up. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with PyCat, and PyCat, we're seeing the drafts, we're seeing the picks, we're seeing Puck again. This time it's going to be Scandal on the side of Empire playing it. I mean, Andy didn't have a lot of faith in the Puck this time around. I mean, would you agree? Is Empire's the weaker draft here?
Well, I mean, it is a bit strange. I think the Empire draft is kind of similar to what they had the other day with the Earth Spirit, the Gyro. They have some good crowd control. I don't know if this Puck pick was actually just to deny Vega of picking it because they were scared of the Puck. It might be. I mean, picking Puck that early it's fairly unusual. So I'm not sure.
I mean, yeah, as you said, the Puck. Let's see how it works out this time around. We know that Ramses can play a great gyro. We did see it the other day. It was quite a showing from the man.
The battle begins.
And in terms of the team fight, there's definitely a lot more synergy there. We've seen was it Empire before had kind of the broken drop? No, it was Empire last game.
Yeah.
I'm getting the games mixed up. Empire last game where there wasn't really kind of any follow up, but this time there's a lot of kind of wombo combo that they can put to work. But Vega with their picks, I mean, it looks pretty scary. You know, having no one on it is Voka solo roaming around the map on the Enchantress. Your Course Van, which we know that Vega are very comfortable with running a lineup around it, and Mag, of course, on his Bat Rider. There's a lot of things for Empire to be scared of, and even just in the earlier laning stages as well. I mean, would you feel that Vega have the edge in terms of lanes?
I think it depends on what this Earth Spirit manages to do on the mid lane. If they can actually kill the Invoker at some point, then that would obviously be really big. I'm curious to see what he's going to be doing, the Earth Spirit. I do think that this time though, around Empire, as opposed to last game, their lineup it makes more sense. It has better synergy. They have a nice balance of damage, and they have control, and yeah, their lineup just makes more sense this game, I think.
Oh, I can see bottom on this man. He's got six stacks on him. I mean, you don't live through that. You really don't. That's going to be... Whoa. Oh, Miposhka securing first blood in the mid lane does pay with his life. I mean, it ends at 2-for-1. I mean, the bravado there, the Earth Spirit, does secure Empire first blood. But is it worth it? Who's happy with that trade?
Well, with the Gyro going down on the bottom lane, I still think Vega are kind of happy. Obviously, the Invoker is going to be somewhat annoyed, but he has a big creep wave coming in here, and he managed to pick up his boots right before he died, so he didn't actually lose any gold, it seems. So I think that Vega, they're pretty happy with that. The Bat Rider is going to get off to a really good start. The Enchantress, he's going to have a decent start as well. And so he can kind of now either help out taking over the bottom lane, or he can even rotate in towards mid lane and help the Invoker come back. But I think the Invoker, he will be kind of fine on his own. He just needs some levels and he will eventually get his farm. So
I've seen Miposhka as well. He catches out Slayer around the rune. He's going to give him the rundown. He's got another roll in 5 seconds. I don't know if Slayer can play himself around this. He has got a Hex, but the stun comes through. And I mean, you talked about it's going to be a lot on how well this Earth Spirit does play. Did secure the team first blood, and picking up himself up a solo kill like that as well is going to put this Earth Spirit in a really good place in terms of starting.
Yeah, and I think what happened was really, really favorable for the Earth Spirit, at least in the first blood, because he ends up getting the first blood. He already has the Orb of Venom. So he manages to pick up boots right away, and he's dead, right? So he goes back to base, gets a TP, he can go out, leave the base, and then he finds this illusion rune, manages to kill the lion with the boots and Orb of Venom.
Bottom again, Solo comes in, sets it up. With the Sunstrike follow through from no one on the Invoker, they find themselves the Gyro. They're going to find themselves I mean, this bottom lane is an absolute whitewash. It's a huge mess for Empire down here. They just can't deal with the Bat and Enchantress ganking constantly.
Yeah, they need the Earth Spirit down there. I mean, that's the only way for them right now to fight on this bottom lane. If Batrider and Enchantress are gonna stay there, Batrider now has run out of mana, but he's using a Clarity right now. I think they really want to get a kill on this Batrider, and they actually might find it because of the Orb of Venom. The Earth Spirit, he's gonna slow down the Batrider. He has no mana to escape, so this is a very important comeback kill.
This is this first 3 minutes, Meposhka, he's really stepping up for him. I've got to be honest, he feels like one of the shining stars of the new lineup at the moment. He's been having some really strong performance, even in some of the tougher games today. He's playing this really nicely his first 3 minutes. Top lane, Slayer going in onto Afterlife. They've got a Sunstrike as well with the Storm Hammers. Can he get the Time Walk off? No! Just gets the final touch in FN. And that's a good kill to get. I mean, that's a Void. He is one of the most elusive offlaners at the moment on this patch. So to be able to kill him like that 3 minutes in, Vega will be very, very happy with that pickup.
Yeah, and their execution was really clutch. You could see they used the Hex and the stun, and then they timed all the stuns so that they actually got the maximum duration out of it, even sent in the Sunstrike, just so that the Void wouldn't be able to time walk back all that damage, because then all their efforts are in vain. So, good clutch kill there from Vega.
Indeed. And, yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's, for the side of Empire, it's the Spirit that's really kind of setting set the ball rolling quite literally as well. He's hanging around the mid lane again. Looks like no one's backed off to just finish off one of the side camps. Solo nearly finding himself level 4 on the Enchantress, so having a really strong time in terms of rotations. He's 2-0-1. He's hanging around towards the top lane. It'll be interesting if they do try and go onto Afterlife. I mean, with a Sunstrike again, we've seen that they do have the burst and the control between the stuns of the Lion and the Sven to take down that Void. And bottom lane, eyes are onto Mag, just trying to make sure that Mag can't get himself in. As you've got the Venge hanging right by Ramses on the Gyro, trying to give him a bit of space. And even though he has been taken down a couple of times, he's still managing to keep up all right in farm. He's 30 for 10, only slightly behind the Sven for the side of Vega.
Yeah, and it's actually quite surprising. If you look at the net worth, he's only, I mean, he's 200, 300 gold behind the Sven, who has 37 CS. Yeah, the Gyro is actually up there now, but he died twice.
Yeah.
And he's still up there with the Sven, so he's fine. He's totally fine. The Venge, Venge is finding some decent levels now. He's gonna get this full camp. He obviously wants to get to level 6 as soon as possible against the Batrider, so that he has that swap for the lasso when it comes out. The blink.
I mean, we've seen obviously Vega, they put pressure onto the safe laner of Empire. I mean, do you think there's going to be a point where we see Meposhka try and help out with a gank up top, or are you kind of just waiting for the Void to get the Chrono before you look to try and kill the Sven?
Yeah, so I think they're gonna wait for the Void to get level 6, and then with the Chrono, they're gonna rotate either most likely the Gyro, and then potentially, it could be the Earth Spirit rotating up there with the Chrono or the Venge or Puck or something like this. But when the Void hits this Chrono, what they should do is they should definitely get some heroes up there and kill that Sven, because this Sven, he's farming really well, so he's gonna give up a lot of gold if they actually manage to pick him up. So I'm expecting to see that rotation once the Void hits level 6.
And at the moment, halfway through level 4 Afterlife, so still a bit of time until he gets that one online. But Meposhka, well, he's going to walk into solo Mag and no one here. He's going to roll, and looks like he will be able to get himself far enough away.
Yeah, and he actually broke the Enchantress' smoke there, and he scouted out 3 heroes, so that's a pretty big rotation for him to make and still manage to get out alive. They used some Cold Snap and some spells and that, so...
I mean, Pocket, he wants to fight here. He has got the help of Scandal with a haste screen. There's still no one around. He's on the sideline solo. He's keeping himself alive for the time being. The magic missile comes through. If they got the right clicks, it looks like they have him with the rocket barrage as well from Ramses. They do pick off the kill. And as you said, Miposhka, you know, dispelling the smoke gank and then allowing his team to turn it around and find another kill. It's another bit of good action there for Empire, keeping themselves in this 1-4-5.
Yeah, Miposhka definitely the MVP of this game so far. Although only 6 minutes in, he's been part of all of their kills and he's been at the right place at the right time. Very good performance so far.
You see on the bottom, still Ramses. He was to try and see if he could get a wrap around. He's level 6 now, so if he gets a good cooldown connection onto the bat, they've got a chance. But Mag's playing it very, very safely. Mag himself just about to touch onto level 6 there with that creep. And just scanning things off from the sidelines. He's 1300 towards his Blink Dagger as well, and this is pretty good for about 7 minutes in, especially considering he hasn't been forced to back off into the jungle. He's still been able to maintain his position in lane. And,
yeah, but the issue is that you see this Batrider, he got up to such a good start. They got the first blood, they got a secondary kill on the gyro, and he's still sitting. Actually, he's now behind the Faceless Void.
That's true.
He's sitting at 1 death, and he's having kind of a rough time against the Sven. And the issue for the Batrider in this game is that the jungle is kind of occupied, his own jungle, so he doesn't have any stacks to farm. And so his Blink Dagger is... It is kind of hard for him to get a Blink Dagger up against this gyro in the lane. Now that the gyro has gotten some levels, gotten his face boots. And we might see the Batrider run into some heroes here. The Earth Spirit and the Venture on the high ground.
Yeah, this smoke could actually catch him off guard. And this will come off now, but what? Mag? Yeah. He's just walked straight into them there, and they're going to take full advantage of that one. Slow comes through. Try and fire flow away, no chance. And Scandal actually going to be the one to come in and pick up the kill for the glory, and then, well, I mean, I think Empire will be fine with that kill secure from the puck, because it's going to put him ever closer to that Blink Dagger that he's now about 1500 gold towards.
Yeah, and meanwhile Gyro is pushing bottom lane, so they're gonna get this tower probably. Most likely, I have a hard time seeing they're gonna rotate in enough heroes to save this tower. And now the next thing we want to see is this Earth Spirit with the smoke pickup. I would like to see him and the Vengeful, or him and the Gyro smoke up from the tier 2 on the top lane. And together with the Void, with the Chrono, try to take out that Sven.
Oh, Miposhka as well, setting this one up beautifully with the kick through. And it's going to be another kill. And it really is all thanks to this Earth Spirit's positioning. 6-5. Still Miposhka, he's not letting the kill go past him that he's not involved in. He's making sure he's responsible for all the action across the map. And I mean, this game too is already looking a million times better for Empire than game 1 did.
Yeah, definitely. And they have ways of dealing with Vega's lineup as well later on in the game. They have the Venge to deal with the Sven, the swap to save people, save from the Batrider as well. The Venge, I mean the Vengeance Aura. If he dies, then they lose a lot of their damage, and if he stays alive, they have a lot more damage. So Venge is gonna play a way bigger role than he did in the last game.
Yeah, where you felt that it didn't really kind of fit with the drafting game.
Yeah, and they still have good AoE control with their other heroes. The Void is also good at dealing with Sven, so yeah, this game is looking good for Empire so far.
Yeah, I get one of the big pluses for Vega, of course, they do still have this very consistent farm on FN, and no one did get a decent timing on his Midas. So in terms of getting the gold into their pockets, they're going to be in a final place. We did see earlier, of course, a game where they did have a use Yoku's Sven that was far ahead, but it still wasn't enough really to pull the game through to the end for a victory at the end of the day. So we'll see if the story's going to be different for Vega, and at least having 2 cores at the top, looking very good. It's already going to put them in a better place. Top lane, they do have the Chrono available, and no one at the moment with Afterlife looking to make any action happen. In fact, mid lane looks to be where they're trying to make a go as they get the Dream Call onto no one. Again, Miposhka with the stun onto 2. They'll follow through, they'll find one, they'll get themselves a double kill for Ramses.
Yeah, and really good call down here from Gyro also. I mean, we see Miposhka, he's part of 8 kills in this game so far with his roaming Earth Spirit.
I mean, you can see some teams, they just do not want to play against this hero.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, Miposhka certainly, I know it's just one game, but he's certainly shown us that the team should be scared of his performance.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. They might gonna see if they're actually gonna look to take out this mid tower. It's looking really good for them. The Bedrat is gonna be having his blink come up now after this creep camp, and the Invoker is level 9, so once he reaches, I would say, level 10, 11, they could look to take out Roche. They have Sven and Invoker, so taking Roche is pretty easy for them, and they're Dire as well. So That's an option.
Oh, there he comes. The man at the moment gets the stun onto FN. It's going to set up the time for Scandal and Ramses to try and close in. They'll silence him up as well. He gets to the attack. But the cooldown again on point from Ramses. One connection and the magnetize is enough. And Earth Spirit now on a killing spree, and well, it looks like Empire aren't done. They're going to try and stick around for more. The finger does come out to Ramses, and they will take down the Gyro, but they've already found themselves a second kill. And Maposha, he just rolls in, balls deep, straight onto Solo. Still up the TP up. Oh, they've ended it. They've ended the humanity. It's going to be taking down the Earth Spirit. Afterlife's got to run, and now Vega, they're hitting back hard. Cold snap onto King R. You got Mag moving in as well. It's a double kill for Solo, so he was able to finish off the Afterlife base his spot on the sidelines. They are going to be able to find that kill there onto the retreating Venge. And just like that, Vega, they're hitting back, and that is a lovely gold and XP swing there for the side of the Dire.
Yeah, some really important counter kills there from Vega. You could see the graph goes up to 2k. Now it's going back down to 500. Maybe it's even gonna go further than that. And the experience is actually in favor of Vega now.
Yeah, that was. I mean, what went wrong for the side of Empire there? Do you think that was them just getting a little bit too cocky fighting behind that tier 2?
I think so. I mean, you see the tier 1 up top is still there, and they're just diving at tier 2. I feel like they could have been happy with the Sven dying and then, you know, just gotten out. Yeah. And even if they lose, should they lose an Earth Spirit? Yeah, you know, it's okay. Sure, he has had a good performance, but I mean, his net worth is still low, so losing that hero, it doesn't really matter that much. So I feel like they got a bit too greedy. They thought they bit off more than they could chew.
It certainly felt that way. Mid lane, you've now got Vega looking for more action. Mag smoked up. He has, of course, got that lasso available if anyone reveals themselves mid. At the same time, Slayer and FN looking for an very aggressive wraparound. 3 of the members of Empire, though, they're sitting up top. They get themselves the tier 1. Scanner will be TPing down towards the bottom lane, so it's just Afterlife in this mid lane position. He does have a chrono, but it looks like Vega, they're unable to really find anyone to jump on.
Sneaky here, and we see him stealing the stacks from Empire. So the Gyro actually had a stack over there that Sven he went there. I think they were smoked and they took out the enemy stacks.
Oh, Ramses needs to be careful. He's a little bit on his own. I mean, sneaky no more. They're going to find the Gyro. King R, he's going to turn around, drop out a magic missile, but he's running away from 3 heroes. They'll chase him down. They will find it. Now you can have Empire jumping in. Okay, they're fighting back hard. They've just bursted down the line. The Chronosphere onto 2 on the sidelines. The question is, did the 3 of them have enough damage really to deal with these heroes on Vega? And it looks like no one, and FM will be able to walk it off there, eyeing up Solo. But Solo himself, he gets out the Nature's Attendant, and now it's just Maposhka that's got to run. Maposhka's got to Solo is out of mana for the time being. Afterlife looking to help Maposhka out and just looking to block up this Enchantress, and it will be enough to get the Earth Spirit out of there. Sunstrike flying through onto the mid lane, trying for Scandal. Isn't going to connect, and Scandal will be able to phase shift off that Deafening Blast flying through. So getting themselves out of that is a bit of a messy one, just a 2-for-2 exchange. But I guess he's going to be Vega that happy because they do end up killing Ramses on his Gyro again.
Yeah, I think they're going to be happy with that trade. And you can see, I mean, Solo already has his Dragonlance on this position 4. Enchantress, he's up there. I mean, behind the Invoker, but not by much. He's ahead of the Void, ahead of the Batrider, so he's doing really well. And I think this Enchantress might be having a larger impact in this game than you would expect from a 4 position.
I mean, it's just the fact that she's got that potential of the amount of damage she could do. We saw her early in the fight just on the sidelines, just picking off the Faceless Void on her own. If she can find the positioning, she certainly has the potential to do so. Talking about the Void, he's closing in on getting that Vlad's done and ready for the next fight, but looks like eyes might be onto him as Slayer and Mag moving in. They've got the lasso, they've got the finger, and here we go.
Yeah, this is a dead Faceless Void.
Yeah, they should have the control of the burst with the Firefly. Oh, there's not even a chance for the Sunstrike to fly through.
That's a very dead Faceless Void.
Where's your Time Walk now?
And just swap bottom lane, fall down.
Now with the burst, they should have a good shot this one. Yes, Scandal coming in as well. They will make it. So offlaner for position 4. FN, he's coming. He's still got the God Strength up.
Yeah, and normally you would think that's not so good.
Ooh, losing FN here as well. That's going to be a real kicker for Vega, and Slayer's actually been silenced up here. There's a double kill for Scandal, and now the Magnetize is onto Scandal, it's onto Mag. They're going to find Scandal. Mag still on the sidelines. Ramses is falling incredibly low, moving in with the Rocket Barrage, trying to take that Mag. Can't quite do it, but they do find no one on the side there. So it's a 4-for-1 trade. Again, Ramses is going down, but finding 4 kills for it. They'll take that one Empire. And interesting, Puck, with the pace this game's going, opting for the Dagon as part of his iron build. Are you a fan of the Puck Dagon? Is that the way to go for Scandal this kind of game?
Yeah, I think it's good against the Enchantress.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to worry so much about it actually right-clicking her. You can just use the Dagon and she dies. And yeah, that's good. They actually managed to take that fight without the Chrono. The Void wasn't even there, and they managed to win it. You can see the Void, he's 0-3-0. These last couple games, Afterlife has had some pretty rough games, yeah. But Steam is doing really well. I mean, Miposhka is still he's part of 15 kills out of 16 at 16 minutes. And the Venge actually also been part of a lot of it, so they're doing actually really well without this Void, who hasn't been a part of a single kill yet. It's actually very strange to see this.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if he is able to get one big Chrono off, it's, you know, we're still going to feel the power of it. And he's got the Vlads now, so maybe he will try and be a little bit more active with the team and see if he can get himself involved in some of the positive action.
Yeah, and I think that's what he wants to do. I mean, he obviously wants to fight. Like, this Void is really good against a lot of these heroes. He's good against Lion, he's good against Invoker, Batrider, because they want to use these spells frequently in their fights, and then time dilation kind of messes that up for them. And also the fighting, I think for him, at this point, it's better for him to fight his way back into this game rather than farm at this point.
We'll see if he can find something here. It's a bit of smoke on smoke action. They're going to get the wraparound. They might catch Slayer and Mag off guard here. How quickly can they react? No one will blink away just in time. They're looking to burst down Slayer here. He will turn around, get the stun off onto 3. They'll actually just drop the Dream Collar there. Done with this line. They will take him down. And now Chrono dropped onto Solo. Cooldown coming through as well. Now with the Rocket Barrage, they will find that one. The second pick off there. That's 2 heroes down on Vega, and that's going to mean the Empire have a bit of room to get a bit of a push on. And Vega, they just weren't quite ready for that, but they don't lose any of their big cores.
Yeah, but still the issue is they're losing towers, and they're not getting towers in return. Empire has yet to lose a single tower, actually. We see this top tower might go down to this 1 melee creep, and it does. It was sitting at 12 HP for some reason. But now Empire are gonna have access to Roche soon. If they can manage to take out this bottom tower, the tier 2 for Vega, then Vega are gonna have a pretty difficult time defending this Roche all of a sudden, which is quite unusual for a dire lineup at this point of the game.
I mean, especially with the Veil done on Miposhka. The amount of magical damage that Empire do in these team fights, it's going to be incredibly disastrous for Vega.
Yeah, and the Sven is really far away from his BKB, so Vega are gonna look to take this Roche for themselves, and with the God Strength, Alacrity onto the Sven, it's gonna die really fast, but the question is, will they be able to...
Okay, do you think Empire can get here in time? Will they want to jump in? Solo, just trying to hold them off. Roshan is falling, they'll drop the cooldown. Ramses is going to try and move forward, but the Aegis has already been picked up by Sven. Now Mag jumps, he gets the lasso, but the swap there from King are there to cancel that. Solo still trying to frontline here at the beginning of the fight. Look at the Stormhammer onto Miposhka. FN moving forward, Miposhka kicks FN up to the high ground. Will still lose his life. Scandal, look for the wraparound, but Mag's got eyes on him, and so's no one. Looking to chase this puck away and out of the fight. At the same time, Solo was just forcing back half the team of Empire. It is just going to be Miposhka being the only one who dies there, but the risk paid off for Vega. They go for Roche. They're able to take it. And it looks like off the back of that, they're able to try and take some towers as well. But yeah, Vega really needed that.
Yeah, definitely. You could see Solo's positioning was really good in that fight. He kind of blocked off the Gyrocopter, who couldn't just run in and place a good call down because he was scared of taking too much damage. Sunstrike. Oh, wow. Almost flips the blinks out.
That's a lovely chrono from Afterlife, and certainly a double kill there for Ramses as they pick off 2.
Yeah, Afterlife redeeming himself after a bit of a rough start here now.
He's hit some
good
chronos, yeah.
Yeah, two very nice 2-man chronos, and yeah, he's climbing the net worth chart.
And he's helping Ramses as well to that, just setting up these kills for him. And Ramses still at the top, about to touch an 11k, keeping himself a comfortable bit above the Sven. And Puck opting to just scale up that Dagon. As you mentioned before, there's a fair few heroes in Enchantress especially that the burst is going to be great against.
Yeah, and earlier we saw the experience on the Vega supports was they were quite a lot higher than the Venge and the Earth Spirit, who are now catching up. The Venge is almost level 11, and you can see also on the experience graph that that yeah, Empire, they're gaining ground.
No, they're gaining more here. Quick pick off onto the Lion. Held down and taken down.
Yeah, this Lion is having a really rough game actually. He's 8 deaths already.
Very low in the network as well, unfortunately for him. It's, I mean, the next fight as well, you can see that Rams is just a few hundred gold away from having that BKB. And you now got a Blink Dagger on Afterlife as well, so he's going to be having a greater time now in terms of setting up the fights with these Chronos.
Yeah, and fighting is not really gonna get easier for Vega, that's the issue. Because once this Venge reaches level 11... Oh, Solo. He went... Splat?
He went what?
Splat?
Splat.
Yeah, in that...
Splat, he really did.
And I mean, yeah, fighting is gonna get more difficult for Vega up against this Venge. When he gets to level 11, the Bedrar is gonna have a really hard time getting a lasso off without the swap coming through. And the Sven is gonna have a really hard time dealing damage against the Chronosphere and potentially the Venge, depending on how they decide to use that swap.
Look at where these two are. These are kind of out at the base here, see if they can find something, but Afterlife's just going to jump in with the Chronosphere. Already, Scandal will get the silence to follow through on FN. They've taken down the Lion in the Chronosphere. Ramses is falling low as Mag and no one who focus him, but the Kit Crew comes out, and now the Dream Call onto FN, onto no one. They'll take down the Aegis, no one as well. Can't do a lot with his time dilation, slowing him up. Will lose his life. FN, he's back for round 2, and now we'll see if Vega can try and do something off the back of this. King Art tries to TP out, isn't going to make it there as they will burst him down. So they do lose Ramses and King off the back of that, but they find no one. They're able to take the Aegis out of the hands of FN. But overall, it's going to favor Vega in terms of the numbers there.
Yeah, so what happened is the Void, he got the Chronosphere off on 2 targets, and then the problem was that the Bedrider managed to lasso the Gyrocopter. The Gyrocopter's BKB was flying in, but he didn't have any item slots, so it delivered nothing, and the Venge swap was 6 seconds cooldown. So he was unable to save the Gyrocopter. So despite him getting a good Chronosphere off, they didn't actually have that much damage to take the fight, and so Sven stayed alive for quite some time, and they managed to take down the Gyro and the Venge.
Yeah, man, that is a few series of just unfortunate events there for Empire in that fight then. They did. I mean, I guess in that kind of sense, it's got to be like, well, when they do have those things working, you know, next time, you know, when they've got that BKB on the Gyro and they have got the swap, it's going to be an absolute mess for Vega. No one, he has got the Aghanims up. Level 15 as well on this Invoker. Is that BKB? It was FN. He's trying to man up in the mid lane. But Posh is going to get swapped out. He's doing a lot.
Wow.
With the cleave, he gets it. FN just manning the hell up. He will now be Dream Coded now. Here's Ramses' BKB. They come through. They'll take down the Lion. They're going to get the Sven as well. He's going to be punished for his aggressiveness now. Eyes onto Solo. Still 4 of them. Ready to move in onto the Enchantress. They're going to find it as well. And I mean, how they get it? Oh,
Blink dodge on the Chrono. It really feels like Vega are not really on the same pace here. You can see that Solo decided to stay, and I think he's expecting no one to send Meteor, Sunstrike, Deafening Blast combo, because he's baiting them in to stand on top of each other and attack the Enchantress, but Solo, I mean, no one is... Yeah, they just don't seem to be on the same page, so...
I mean, FN going in like that was incredibly greedy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, but he managed to get the kill on the Earth Spirit, despite the swap coming out. I think it was... Yeah, it was a bit off, but then he managed to make it okay, and then I think they could have salvaged it if they just played together, the Enchantress and the Evoker, but I guess just not on the same page. So, bit of a mess here for Vega. And also using that 10-second BKB on Sven, still going down. It's not something you want to do right now, because you want to be using all of those high second BKB charges to gain ground on Empire.
Nah, they really need to think a lot more carefully about the next fight. On the plus side, they were 25 minutes in. This game is still going. Looks to be one of the longer ones of the day. It's 28-17. There's been a lot of kills this match. I mean, it's been quite a crazy one.
Yeah, this has been a very interesting game so far.
And Vega now with this smoke. You know, if they can kind of kick off a good fight, we've seen that FN, you know, he has got the damage with the Ghost Strength and roll back, jumps in. It's the last shot to King R for the cooldown. Get dropped here by Ramses. They've lost King R. And that's going to be enough for Empire to say we're out. But it is another BKB charge, and it is just a support. And it was the smoke.
Yeah, and
So
you can,
is it enough for Vega at this point?
I really don't think so. You can see here that sure, yeah, Vega have understood that. Okay, we can't just keep jumping on the gyrocopter and try to chrono him. I mean, and try to lasso him because the Venge is always just gonna swap him out. So they go on the Venge, but they invested Sven's ult, BKB, lasso, finger, Sunstrike. I mean, they used everything they had, and they get one support Venge and nothing more from there. I mean, even if the Sven just uses his BKB for that kill, I would say it's not worth it because Sven, he's one of those heroes that you wanna get him really farmed.
Yeah.
And he wants to be using this high duration BKB to win very decisive fights and get objectives.
Not to find these support solo
Not for
pickups,
these
no.
supports. Yeah, it's definitely not worth it. So they're gonna struggle if they don't get something done relatively soon. The one thing they have is this Invoker who can do a lot. That hero can, I mean, yeah, he can do so much. At some point in the game, you can pick up Refresher Rock, Green Core, etc., split the map and whatnot. But the Void, his item progression is actually quite okay now. He's only 1,000 gold away from his axe. He's quite close to level 16, so at that point, this Invoker even, it's not that scary because Void is really good at catching out Invoker as well.
Yeah, I mean, do you imagine that's pretty much going to be the hero that's kind of in the sights of Afterlife after you fight? You're looking for where that Invoker is if you're the Void.
I mean, I think if the game goes on for another 10, 15, 20 minutes, that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna start looking for the Invoker, but at this point, he's still gonna be targeting the Sven. Because Vega don't have any way of saving the Sven. They have nothing.
Yeah, if he gets caught in that chrono, yeah. But the only thing they can do is throw in things aggressively, yeah, nothing to actually get him out of it.
Yeah, and also the Puck, he opted to go for Ags now. So he didn't upgrade his Dagon fully first. Now he's starting to upgrade his Dagon again, but he went this Ags, so if he gets the Ags ult off on the Sven, then the Sven is trapped. I mean, he can pop his BKB and sure, he won't take magic damage while he's in that. But he can't leave because then he gets stunned, then he uses duration of the BKB, and after his duration of the BKB, this Sven, it's not gonna be that useful. It's very easy to kite that hero.
I mean, in that sense, do you feel that this game is kind of becoming a ticking time bomb for Vega? Can they kind
Definitely.
of... They can't slow down and just focus on the farming. They do need to force these fights.
They have... I absolutely think they have to do that. The Gyro is gonna pick up a Butterfly, so... Fighting the Sven is gonna be easier for him. I mean, the Sven is gonna be struggling to be able to kill this Gyro. They have a lot of armor. This Venge, he might pick up a Solar Crest, I don't know. Put it on one of his allies or on the Sven. The one thing we're gonna see now is that, yeah, the Dire team, are they gonna pick up the Roche? Both teams have creeps in the Roche pit, it seems. A Siege creep and a Satyr Vanisher trying to purge the catapult for some reason. I don't know what that was about.
Ah, a little bit of action going on there.
You know. It's like a screw you catapult.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, I mean, even though Vega, they've got the potential of taking it quickly, I mean, can they really even think about trying for Roche against Empire Slime? Surely they've got to find a pick-off or a fight before they go in there. They can't go in when there's a full 5-man of Empire.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that they can go in there right now. You see the Void, he just picked up his axe. He's really close to level 16. He's probably gonna get it before the Roche fight. And fighting against the Faceless Void with... I mean, Sven, he has to stay in the pit and attack. What they can do is... Maybe they can send the Sven towards the top lane or Bedrider, push out that lane. Unfortunately, the Bedrider doesn't have bots at this time, so they want to send one hero up top and then maybe solo the Roche with the Invoker, because he can actually do the Roche really fast. And on top of that, if they have vision, they can see the Void coming, so if the Void should jump into the Roche pit, the Invoker can always be fast enough and just blink out. Whereas the Sven, because he's attacking the Roche, he can't blink, so...
I mean, I guess at the same time, if you're Empire, is there any kind of opening for you to go into Roche, or are you're not that fussed about going for it yourself? You're more just prioritizing just watching out for Vega taking it and trying to take a fight off the back of it.
Yeah, first and foremost, you just make sure that Vega don't actually get the Roche, and then you can just gain ground. You can just play the movement game. You can just, you know, outmaneuver your enemies on the map.
Back, trying for a lasso there onto the Scandal Puck, but he's going to face shift it off now. No one coming in with the BKB, drops off the Chaos Meteor here. They'll brought the Chronos Spear, but Afterlife, he catches no one on the sidelines of it. Ramses falling on. FN is starting to just absolutely wreck face in this fight. They've found two at the same time. Scandal does manage to pick up two for the side of Vega Squadron. He's looking for a third onto Slayer. Can't quite get it. The kick through is not going to catch the line. Afterlife, he's still trying to move in, still trying to find a kill, but FN finds himself a double. He's taking taking down 3 on the side of Vega. They might even get Afterlife as well, and FN Sven is coming online. No, Afterlife gets the time walk out just in time, and Scandal finds himself the Batrider kill. Now FN looking for Afterlife, but Afterlife with the time walk should be fine here in terms of kiting and getting himself away from the Sven. I mean, it ends a 3 for 3. FN Sven's doing a lot of work, but Scandal on the puck. I mean, he redeemed that fight for the side of Empire, because without that, Vega, it looked to be their fight, but he was just there bursting down the weaker ones. He's 10-0-14 on this puck, this man.
Yeah, he's having a really good game. And just to clarify one thing, the Faceless Void, he hit no heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said he hit no one.
I
But
see.
he didn't
He didn't actually hit no one.
Yeah.
And the Invoker was
Yeah,
throwing out
he
spells
just
elsewhere.
literally hit 0 heroes with the Chronosphere, so...
Yeah. Honestly, silly player names makes it hard
Yeah,
for us
I know.
casters. Yeah. I mean, your name's fine, Pycat. There's no
Yeah, it's
confusion. That's a good name.
simple.
I like that one.
Pretty straight up.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't even see what Afterlife was trying to catch out there. Was he just trying to disrupt the fight with the
I
Chrono?
think it was the Sven who was standing there a
Okay.
second earlier, and then
And
he
he just
managed to
blinked.
blink. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that fight is pretty much what you can hope for. Like, if you're Vega, that's like the best case scenario. And still, the puck still manages, you know, to get out, and this Gyro, he's still finding, he has his butterfly now, so for the next fight, maybe he will live.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of as the game goes on, the Sven scanning against the Gyro. If you can get your Sven in the face of the Gyrocopter, the Sven is surely just going to win it each and every time. Because the evasion is now an issue, or I mean, yeah, how does Gyro carry against the Sven late game?
I don't think the Sven, it's really hard for the Sven to be fighting this Gyro. What has to happen is that he has to fight a target that is close to the Gyro. What he wants to do, you know, he wants to attack someone so he can splash
Just
on the
try to
Gyro.
get this-
Because the butterfly is going to make the man fight really hard. And also I think the Gyro, you could just kite him, you know, he can just move around, and he
Yeah,
can
I
also
guess with the
fight with
butterfly
Black
flutter as
Cannon,
well,
and you know, the Faceless Void, he has to watch out, so it's really difficult for that Sven to fight against the Gyrocopter.
There we go, so it's back on with. I mean, what the Sven? How's he doing in terms of money? What's he going for next? He's got a lot of cash. I mean, at this point he sees the butterfly and says, "Right, I'll just get an MKB now." Or is there anything else he needs?
Yeah, I don't know. He might go for AC MKB. I don't know. He could also just go for straight Daedalus and just hope
get
for
him
that cleave onto other heroes, and then just hope that he kills the Gyro with that.
Oh, Afterlife jumping forward here. The puck as well. The spot out FN here. Empire, they want to try and kick off a fight, but now Vega turns around. Now the Chrono comes onto the sidelines here. FN, it didn't actually quite catch the Sven though, so FN, he's still punching away through it. But the damage with this butterfly and the Gyro doing a lot. They've taken down the line. They're looking for Solo as well with the magical burst. Can they quite get it? Afterlife jumps forward. They will take him down. They'll lose King R on the bench. Scandal coming across here on the orb. No one still on the high ground. It's a 2-for-1 at the moment. FM was able to get himself away on the Sven, and they will move in, and they will finish off the Roshan here by the looks of it. No one. He's still throwing in tornadoes and the MPs from the sidelines. No mana at the moment on Ramses. The Sunstrike is where he's going to look for the steal, and oh, okay, no, Mac snatched it. Gets himself in. Mac does get the Aegis. Is he going to be able to escape from this one? He forces up the high ground, but they'll jump up and they will find him. So at least he does stop Empire having that Aegis for a high ground push, but Empire, they were able to get the kill onto Roshan, and it's still a very messy fight there for Vega, but I guess that's a little kind of a thing to help it out, the fact that they deny Empire and Ramses having the Aegis.
Yeah, I think it's quite important actually that they managed to do that, because the Gyro sieging their base with an Aegis means that they have to invest a lot into the Gyro, who can then respawn with the BKB still. And yeah, so quite good fight still, I would say, for Vega. I think the Void hesitating on the Chrono in that first place was kind of
when
strange.
he eyed it up
and
and
then
like,
so he catches the Batrider up on the right side, so sure he can't move during the initial part of that fight, but then later on the Venge, he will use his swap in the fight for something else, so then the Batrider will be able to be useful in that fight, so some hesitation there from the Void.
And we're going to see how, so does he opt to go for that straight MKB?
Yeah, so now he can actually
punch the Gyro.
now he can actually go and man fight this Gyro again.
Let's see. Well, the next. I mean, if you are Empire, do you feel the need to push, or may we even see the game kind of stale out until Roshan comes up again?
I still don't really think that they have to push. I feel like they can get a lot of pickoffs with this Void.
Yeah.
Benchable Spirit running into the Chrono screen.
Yeah, with that Axe Chrono cooldown each and every time.
But yeah, exactly. They have the X.
FN First is Gyro, he's trying for it. BKB's coming out for the both of them. Sven trying to chase off the Gyro at the sidelines. Mid lane, Afterlife is going to be hexed up here by Slayer. Scandal in a lot of trouble, and all the damage from FN. They'll rip through the puck, and now looking for more. They're looking for the Void. Void will get swapped out. Will he go down? He does. He still goes down to the right. Instead of the Evoker. Double kill for no one. Lion gets the kill onto the Gyro. And Empire, I mean, fights like this, it really is Vega coming back into their element. The Sven is getting more and more from these. Lots of money going to the two big cores of Vega. I mean, Empire, they are starting to kind of throw this one away, Parker.
Yeah, that was a huge fight for Vega. So they used the Chrono on the Batrider, and then they still take a fight against Vega, where the puck, he goes down really early on because he's fighting the Invoker, and he ends up being caught in an ice wall, so he can't blink away.
Yeah.
And he already used his orb, so he's in a bit of a tricky spot. And after losing that puck, they just don't have control.
Okay, they've got a Chrono onto FN. There's been buybacks from two of them. FN, he does have that BKB back up again, and he's going to pop it, but the bash comes through from Afterlife, and now with the chase down, they really want to try and find this one. FN, can he get out? Oh, he gets the blink. He's off. I don't think they can. They're not going to be able to catch him here, are they? It looks like he's out. He is out. Oh. Two buybacks for that one as well. If only they could have caught out the Sven, but it's not going to be the case. Afterlife still chasing down the Invoker, but he's going to be fine as well. I mean, at the least they stopped the push from Vega, but not getting that Sven kill, that's got to hurt.
Yeah, that's huge. And now you can see the Sven, he's quite far. Both Invoker and Sven are pulling ahead. They're ahead of the Gyro, the puck. You can see this puck, he's 11, 1, 15, and still, this Invoker is much scarier at this point of the game, just because of how the hero scales with physical damage and just damage in general, and how he can survive some spells. Like, this is why Puck is so scary to pick, you know? A Puck with 10-0, then you go and you die once to a Sven, and you lose all that gold.
Yeah,
and
Sven got so much money from that kill.
Yeah, you feed away the gold to both the Invoker and the Sven, and they can just do so much more with the gold. And also the Gyro expending his buyback. Now, all of a sudden, Empire are kind of on the back foot. They're scared now. They have to watch out and make sure that the Gyro doesn't die again. If the Gyro dies, they could potentially just lose the game, or at least lose one or maybe two sides of Rex, depending on how close to the base Vega are.
I'm talking about Vega. They're smoked up. They're looking for a wrapper, and they're going to go straight down to the bottom of this lane. Although they know that the entire team of Empire is around here, hiding in the tree line, maybe to look for the counter initiation if the smoke does dispel in lane, and it's going to dispel on solo. Empire, they're aware of this one. Get the vision out, now with the swap, bringing the Enchantress back to the fight. The question is, the rest of Vega want to try and come in. They've still got four of them in the jungle. They know that Empire are there. Do they feel that they can take this fight? And it looks like the answer is no. They're going to play it safe, and they are going to back off, and almost certainly the correct idea here, but FN, he will get caught out by the Chrono from Afterlife, and looks like they're going to be forced to fight here, Vega. Now Mag gets the lasso onto Miposhka. FN stunning up King Arm, moving in with the God Strength, will bring down the Vengeful Spirit. Miposhka falling low as well, will be limited up. He's going to be fine for the time being. Mag chased down by Ramses. They'll punch him down there with the right clicks. It's a 3 for 2 though, as FN still looking incredibly healthy. No one as well. They've got the control onto Ramses. The BKB's gone, so's the Gyro. Only the puck left alive, caught out by the stun. 1-2, it's a triple kill for FN. And you said it, Pycat, if the Gyro goes down again, it could just be the game, and we're now looking at a situation where only 2 of the heroes down have buyback. I mean, the last 5 minutes of this game have been a nightmare for Empire.
I think they just go for throne. I mean, if they don't have enough buybacks, I think they should just go for the throne. Invoker and Sven. Maybe they will take out the Rex first if they want to be safe, but they will most likely go for the Rex now. This Gyro, the Earth Spirit bought back, and they're a bit scared. There's gonna be 2 heroes alive. The thing is, they don't have these tier 2 towers on the side lanes down, so they can't actually get anything more. That's why potentially going for tier 4s could have been an option, but I mean, this is just playing it safe.
And it really just feels like after that fight, it's exactly as you said, the problem with the puck. You know, Scandal's had a great game, but at this point, 39 minutes in, there's just so much more that the cores of Vega can offer. And they're not messing around. God Strength here looking to take down a second set of racks. And they should be able to get this easily before the Gyro and the puck are back up. But at the least, it's not quite game yet. Empire holding on. Still with that bottom lane of racks, but
sitting at 7.5k gold.
Look at that graph.
8.5. He buys a Octarine core straight up. Sven sitting at 7.5k gold. after taking out those two sides. And yeah, this is like Invoker. It's such a forgiving hero as opposed to Puck, who is one mistake, you can just the game just
It's a
swings
very
completely.
risky pick.
It is.
Yeah, risky here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You can see he's trying to work on his hex at this point. He's got it in less than 1,000 gold if he wants to go all in for that purchase, which at this
Yeah.
point he probably has to.
And I also think there's this item build, the X. It's somewhat nice, but what's happened in the last couple of fights is
On top
the
lane.
X hasn't really done much. So if he had a Hex or maybe a Shivas, he could have done more at this point.
Oh, did
But
you see
it's
the-
easy
Sure,
to say in
jumping on
hindsight, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And especially the way that the early game was going for Empire, you know, maybe they just
Yeah.
felt that he didn't need to do that because they were in quite a good position and that they were, I mean, it's pretty much uphill, and until that certain point where they just lost the fight to Vega, they made a few too many mistakes, and Vega, you can't do that against a team like Vega Squadron because they're going to be there to take opportunity of that.
Yeah, it all started up there when they chronoed that Batrider
Yeah.
on his on the big camp up there in the dire jungle, and then they took a fight after that where the puck went down due to the ice wall, and Sven just managed to, well, kill everyone pretty much.
Yeah, FN's been having a great time in these fights. 8 for 3 for 10, 26,500 net worth, and a good 5k above Ramses' gyrocopter. No, don't now have the Hex on Puck, but Empire really need a perfect fight. They need to get, you know, like a 4-man Dream Core, a multi-man Chronosphere, just to allow Ramses to get the damage down.
Yeah, I really feel like this Void has been, his Chronos have been quite off this game. He needs to step it up a bit and make sure that his Chronos actually hits the targets that they have to hit, and from the angle. Oh,
This is a big pickoff. If they can take FN down just like this with the Chronos, the backliners, they might be able to do so. He will buy back straight away FN. Bots off cooldown in a couple of seconds. At the same time, the fight continues. They've lost the Vengeful Spirit. They have lost Ramses as well. So it looks like even though they found that great pickoff onto FN, it doesn't matter. Triple kill for no one on the Invoker. And that's going to be GG. Well played. Vega step it up in the last 7 minutes of that game. Empire just falling to pieces. It was a much more hopeful showing from Empire this game than, of course, in game one. But at the end of the day, Vega, they just, I don't know if it's just their experience of the game and just the way that they're much more used to playing as a team. But the team fights at the end of the day were just going Vega's way every time.
yeah, very impressive, I would say, comeback from Vega. It looked really rough for them at some point to this game, and they managed to take it back, and FN played really well on that Sven. He had a really solid performance on the Sven, and also in a game where it's